That's not right. Yes.
What about dental? I'm worried about.
Did you read it? Did you read it? Did you read it?
I did, but the blood comes out.
Then you throw it up. You throw it up. And again, if it's not necessary and you're worried, delay your dental work.
It's about blood.
You can do that.
Blood draw.
Blood draw does not.
Does not.
Blood transfusion it does.
Yeah.
Because it's a food. But blood draw it does not. طيب. What is now?
What about chemotherapy?
Chemotherapy. Very good question. What do you usually give with chemotherapy? Fluid. They always put IV fluid because they are worried about the IV line. Because you don't want the IV line. So usually it is not an injection IV. The chemotherapy usually comes with a fluid. The fluid breaks your fast, not the IV. Not the IV medication, it's the fluid. So you have to know. And I will say this, if you're on a chemotherapy, your body will not be able to fast. So that's another. And you have to, again, every condition it's but again, anything that is worsening my state, my status, I should avoid it. طيب, you want a break?
Can I ask? Scholar said the nose drop break your fast. The only drop. What do you think?
Nose drop. Very good question. If you can put a nose drop like that, and you don't put your head back, because why they say the nose drop break the fast? Because it shares the same, if you know the anatomy, it shares the same at one point, the entrance of the mouth and the entrance of the nose becomes one. So if I'm putting a drop in my nose and it travels, it's going to end up in my stomach. So it breaks the fast. But if I can do it like that and keep it like that, and then when I put my head up, nothing entered, then your fasting is valid. Since it is a good possibility it will go through, better to avoid unless you have to. And some people really get bad allergies, and that's what they need to do. So see it, do your best not to swallow it. But if you swallow it, it definitely break your fast. طيب, you want to take a break, but no chai. Please. Want to take a break or continue? It's up to you. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Huh?
Can we do questions? No?
I will do 1 hour at the end. You want to do a question now? It's up to you.
Can we please do like have 30 more minutes and then we have break for eating and for Dhuhr at the same time. So
خلاص, then there is no break. Linda, Al-Faisal, Linda put, that's hot. So let's continue on this. I want you from now to remember the cake example I gave you. All what I shared with you was a cake. Meaning, if I put the nasal drop, maybe the cake will be burned. Right? So far we learned this, alhamdulillah, and I avoided all this, and now I have a cake out. So all the billions of Muslims bake the cake. My goal now is to garnish the cake. I don't want to give Allah ordinary cake. Subhanallah. I want my cake to be the best. And this is what you need to learn. How to improve, beautify, not improve, beautify my fast. What do I do? Things that is not very hard, I just don't think of it. To put this beautiful chocolate frosting, and then I'm going to put like roses. So think of this. And we're going to go to this one by one. Number one, break your fast quickly. I'm not talking about you're going to have to eat all the 9 yards, but the dates and a sip of water, that's it. And haste, quickly. The moment you hear Allahu Akbar, when the Maghrib is there, you go and do it. And you're not doing it because you're hungry. And you're not doing it because, well, it's in front of me, everybody is doing it. You're doing it because it is sunnah. Because that's an act of worship, and Allah will reward you. And this is what the hadith of Rasul said, لا يزال الناس بخير ما عجلوا الفطر. Human beings, people are in a good shape, in a good status, as long as they quickly break their fast. Quickly. So don't say, I'm still cooking. Oh, wait a minute, let me finish. No. You go and do it quickly. Alhamdulillah, most of us does, but I want you to do it not because you're hungry. I want you to do it because it is sunnah. Meaning, I will get the reward. I'll beautify my cake. So that's number one. The other one here. Look at this hadith. This hadith of Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam where he was fasting. Back to you, Ur. Right? كنا مع النبي في سفر فصام. So we were with Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam in a trip. And he was fasting. We don't know if it's Ramadan or not. فصام. حتى أمسى. Till it is night. قال لرجل, he told a man, انزل فاجدح لي. Go down and bring me some water. The man looked at him and says, can we wait till the evening, till it gets a little bit darker? To Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. And he said, go and get me the water. The man again said, can't we wait a little bit till it gets a little bit darker? Then he says, get down and mix my container with water and bring it to me. When you see the night falling from this side, the fasting person should break his fast. So break it quickly. It's a sunnah. So that's the first layer of the beauty, of the fasting. Very simple. Doesn't need anything. You tell me, well, I'm driving, I'm at work. Put dates in your car. I got stuck in traffic. Put the date and a water in your car. Open the side box and then get it out. And just take one sip. Khalas. But do it because it is a sunnah. So that's number one. This is extremely important. This is going to put roses on your fast, on your cake. Is dua. And it's amazing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you read Ayatul Baqarah, the verse of Surah Al-Baqarah, the 3 verses about Ramadan, 1, 2, 3. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم. Or you, people who attain faith or people of faith, Siyam, fasting, became obligation on you the same way as the people before you. لعلكم تتقون. That's the first ayah. أياما معدودة, few days. فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم. Those who will see the month, fast. ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر. If you were sick or you're traveling, فعدة من أيام أخرى. طيب. Third ayah. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى. The month of Ramadan, the month that the Quran was revealed as a way of guidance and to clarify things, to show people their way. فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم. Same thing. You see the month, fast. ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر. You are sick or you're traveling. عدة من أيام أخرى. يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر. Allah wants ease for you. He doesn't want hardship for you. طيب. Then, وتكملوا العدة وتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. Finish the 30 days, glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you will be grateful. End of the story, right? This ayah comes in. This ayah comes in. What's the ayah after that? Still about Siyam. وَحِلَّ لَكُمْ لَيْلَةُ الصِّيَامِ الرَّفَثِ إِلَى نِسَائِكُمْ. Now the details of the fasting. Why this came in the middle? It's the most famous ayah you all know. I don't think anybody in this room don't know this ayah. When my servant asks you about me, I am near. I am close. إني قريب أجيب دعوة الداعي إذا دعان. I respond to the caller of the one who calls for me, or calls upon me, or call me. Why in the middle? You all know this? Do you all know this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, you all know this. Have you ever thought why? Why in the middle of the Siyam? I mean, Baqarah 283 ayah. Why this in the middle?
Because dua is highly mustajab to Ramadan.
Number one, absolutely. But number one, to remind you that part of the ibadah of Ramadan is a dua. Don't forget a dua. And the dua while you are fasting, and the dua as you are breaking your fast. And we're going to come to it in a second. So make sure one of the, and I say this to myself before anyone, one of the most beautiful act of worship that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us, one of the easiest act of worship that Allah taught us that require nothing, right? And the least practiced by us is a dua. We call upon Allah when we need Him. But when we are in a state of prosperity, we don't do this. Look at us at Salah and after Salah. And look at me or you when I need something from Allah. A child is sick. I need this job. I am in a real difficult situation. I want Allah to make it easy. How is my dua? Where is my tears coming from? And then Allah gives me what I want. What happens? After salah, what do? Everything is more important. So don't do that. And especially in the month of Ramadan. This beautifies it. And there is no limit. You are from the morning to evening in a state of dua, you should be. And there is two kinds of dua, which most of you know, but it doesn't hurt to remind. There is a dua that the scholars teaches you, dua al-ibadah or dua al-masal. There's a dua that you ask Allah, give me, I want, I need, anything. Nothing is impossible for Allah, little or big. That's a dua. But there's another dua, dua al-ibadah, is the supplication. When you glorify Allah. When you say subhanallah, that's a dua, that's an act of supplication. When you say astaghfirullah, that's an act of supplication. When you say la ilaha illallah, that's an act of supplication. When you say la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, act of supplication. When you say ma sha'Allah la quwwata illa billah. So because we're human beings, by nature, we get bored easily. We need to change, move from this to this, always in dua. Always in dua to beautify this. And Abi Hurairah radiallahu anhu, memorize this hadith, because this has three components. قال عليه الصلاة والسلام ثلاثة لا ترد دعوتهم. Three human beings, their supplication is granted. لا ترد, it is not rejected, meaning it is given. Number one, الصائم حتى يفطر. The person in a state of fasting, as long as he is fasting, till he eat or break his fast. وَالْإِمَامُ الْعَادِلِ, and the just ruler. And the third one, وَدَعْوَةُ الْمَظْلُومِ, the supplication of the man or a woman or the human being who is going under injustice. Someone did injustice to him or to her. يَرْفَعُهَا اللَّهُ فَوْقَ الْغَمَامِ, Allah lifted up higher up in a figure of speech above the clouds. وَيُفْتَحُ لَهَا أَبْوَابُ السَّمَاءِ, and the doors of the heavens are opened. وَيَقُولُ الرَّبُّ وَعِزَّتِي وَجَلَالِي لَأَنْصُرَنَّكَ حَتَّى حِينٍ. And Allah says, this is to the person who is injustice is being done to him or her. By my majesty, by my honor, I will give you victory, even if it is later on. So always have faith and be afraid of committing injustice against someone. And be very careful when you make a dua against someone. Because if you are in a state of injustice, this dua is granted. And that's not my word. It's the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Part of this is when you are fasting. So don't be miser. Don't be miser. Meaning, you can tell me, Sister Haifa, I work and I have children and I am running, I get home at 5 and I need to start the running and making suhoor and get all these things. Absolutely true. You're cooking, keep asking Allah to keep this ni'mah. That's a dua. Ask Allah to keep you know how to cook. That's a dua. If you are, alhamdulillah, mashallah, you cook very well. And some people, alhamdulillah, ask Allah to keep you this. This doesn't need a lot of books. This is usual. Alhamdulillah. You're cooking, it smells good. We say, alhamdulillah, not alhamdulillah, the casual, alhamdulillah, we all say. We don't even feel it. No, it's alhamdulillah. The more you do this, you train yourself, the more Allah will give you more. And that's a principle in this deen. The more act of worship you do, the more act of worship Allah will give you. At-ta'atu tajlibu at-ta'a. Obedience will bring obedience. So don't be miser. On the fridge, put a sticker. Alhamdulillah, alladhi at'amani min ghayri hawli wa la quwwata. That's a dua. Go on the internet. Alhamdulillah, we're just saying this morning how this Allah made it easy. On the internet, look for the dua of food. Print it, cut it, put it on the fridge. Put it next to your stove. So you don't give yourself an excuse, I don't remember. A lot of dua. You get, please forgive me, you're going to the bathroom. Get the dua, getting out of the bathroom, ghufranak. All these simple ones. You're getting into your car. Alhamdulillah, subhanallah, sakharana hada wa ma kunna lahu muqrinin. Alhamdulillah, I have a car. That's a dua. If you don't know all the sophisticated ones. But keep this especially in Ramadan, busy, because that's dhikr of Allah, that's remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasul alayhi salatu wassalam. Now, special time also. لِلصَّائِمِ عِنْدَ فِطْرِهِ دَعْوَةٌ لَا تُرَدُّ. The person who's fasting, the time he or she breaks her fast, or his fast, there is an act of, there is a da'wah that is granted. So, be opportunistic. Don't tell Allah, give me a house. Give me a house in Jannat al-Firdaus, next to Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, and make me see you, Ya Rabbi. Look at me in Jannah. That's a da'wah. This is why you're doing it for yourself. Make my grave as wide as possible. Jannah, Rawda Mariyad al-Jannah, a piece of garden. Save me from the punishment of the graveyard. You know what I'm saying? And major du'as. Because I don't know, I always say this to myself before anyone. I don't know. I can guarantee when I am going to be dead, and we're all going to die, that there is somebody who's going to make a dua for you. Can you guarantee? They will remember you every day? I don't know. When they are fasting, they're probably going to make dua for themselves. So don't be miser. Do it for your children. Do it for your husband. Do it for your family. Do it for the ummah. But number one, do it for yourself. And take the opportunity. Don't rush. Don't rush. Sit there. The dates are there. And you make it, give it do right. 5 minutes. Give it do right. That's why, again, Ramadan is like, even if you are going out for parties, breaking fast with them, remind each one. Remind each other. Make it like a custom. Bring the date in a beautiful. Let's sit down. Where is the Qibla? Make the date and to the direction of the Qibla and eat and remember this. And this is the yaqeen, ihtisab. I know my dua is granted. I know because He told me. And see what wonder Allah will give you. Wonders. Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. What do you say when you break your fast? So here you are, after 16 hours, finally, the moment comes in. That's the dua you say. Okay? ذهب الظمأ وابتلت العروق وثبت الأجر إن شاء الله. Thirst has been squished or gone. وابتلت العروق, and the vessels, the blood vessels, is being wet. وثبت الأجر إن شاء الله. And my reward is granted. Is there. And that's a dua Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam used to always say. It's in Sunan Abi Dawud. So remember this. Do you know it all? There's no yes or no. I don't know what's happening.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, and if you don't know, please learn it. Again, a small piece of paper, give it to your children with a translation. With a translation. Put it, and even better, if you want to do a project for Ramadan, simple, easy, and you will get a lot of rewards. You know, make the small cards, make this dua and give it to people in the masjid as they are breaking their fast. How much rewards you will get, let alone for your children. And let your children do it. Let them go online and look for this hadith with a translation. Let them design it. Keep them busy to do something for Ramadan. طيب? Now, coming to the hard one. That's another big piece of chocolate you're going to put on your cake. I don't know how many of you can do it though. What is it? Control your temper. Your temper. Your fasting. Your fasting have to be different than everybody else. Control the anger. As-siyamu junnah, the same hadith I shared with you earlier. Siyam, fasting, is a shield. If one of you is fasting, لا يرفض ولا يفسق ولا يجهل. Don't say words. Don't say things that is displeasing to Allah. And of course, don't have a relationship. And if someone is transgressing against him or her, say, I am fasting. One of the things you're going to work on yourself, for those of you who have temper. Can I see hands that people have temper? How many have real temper? Yani when you get upset, the children are under the couch. How many of you? Right? Okay, so let's take it one by one. If you are someone who under the couch the children are, right? You're gonna. And I mean this. This is one of the beauty of Ramadan. It's a training camp. Ramadan is a training camp, but we don't look at it this way. It's a training camp. Do you like being so upset? How much you regret afterward? We all do. You don't say it. And you don't show it to your children, but in you, it's like, why did I do this? Right? So you want to be calmer. And it doesn't mean you don't get upset. Al-ghadab, actually, anger is part of us. Allah put it in us. It's not the anger itself. It's the action. The reaction to anger is what is being advised to control, but not the feeling. And of course, if I see someone disobeying Allah, I am not happy. But how I respond is what Allah wants from me and what the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. So if you are somebody with the kids under the couch, when you get upset, you're going to say to yourself, this is not going to happen in Ramadan. They will not hear my voice. It's going to be a look. And they will learn that when I look at them, they're under the couch. Meaning you're under control, but you're still not happy. Did you get the point? Improve. If you are usually, you get very upset, but you're a kind of person who is introvert, we call. Meaning you don't show anything, but it is inside you. Then you need to work on yourself inside. That you will talk to yourself that, you know what? I disobey Allah, especially with the children. This is what I tell the woman. You get so upset when the children disobey you. How many times do we disobey Allah in a day? And He still gives me and you, and feed me, you and me, and give me all these opportunities. So look at yourself. If you are someone who doesn't lose your temper, and I've seen people, ihmadillah, be grateful to Allah, because that's a ni'mah. That's a ni'mah. Not everyone has it. So part of the cake that you will beautify, you're going to tell yourself, I have 30 days. Life goes on in Ramadan. Children are children. School are school. Work is work. Traffic is traffic. We get upset of traffic. Right? And we think everybody is wrong and we are right. Allah knows how much we were speeding. And how many stop signs we didn't even stop. True. We're all laughing because it's true. Right? So look at yourself. Again, Ramadan is like an opportunity to stand in front of the mirror, but not look external, look internal. Because it will tell me, can I really do it? And I say this to everyone, myself included. If I can stay away from food and drink for 16, 18 hours, I can do everything else. How many of you have a non-Muslim colleagues who they look at you and says, and this is, I always remember this was like 20 years ago. One of my colleagues looked at me and says, Dr. Yunus, so what is fasting? I say, I don't eat and drink, from sunrise, from dawn to dusk. Looked at me as if I'm speaking French. And then says, no water? And I said, no. And he said, not a sip? I said, no. No coffee? And I said, no. Not a tea? I said, no. Nothing? Literally. And I can see the changes. Nothing? I said, nothing. Dr. Yunus, I'll be dead by now. And I looked and simple and I said, I've been doing it since I was 7 and I'm still alive. The point I'm trying to make, the way he is saying it, this is how Allah teach you and me. This is real for him because he cannot imagine. But for you and me, it's of course. I've always done it. What is the big deal? Point. If I can do that, and a lot of people think this is impossible, but I think it is possible. It's not I think, it's happening. Then everything else is possible. Especially when I am doing it for Allah. وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. You know this ayah. Ali Imran. الَّذِينَ سَابِقُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. Run, compete, run to the forgiveness of your Lord. وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Compete and run to Jannah, to garden. The width of it is the heavens and the earth. وَعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. It is being prepared for those who have taqwa. Remember. Now Allah described them. الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ فِي السَّرَّاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ. It's both in Ramadan. They spend when they have and when they don't have. And spend, we're going to come to it. Spend in many ways. وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ. Those who control their temper. وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ. And those who pardon people. وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. And Allah loves those who have utmost goodness, generosity. So part of me, part of my taqwa is I am changing. Again, remember what I said earlier, day 1 of Ramadan, if I am the same as day 30 of Ramadan, I am a loser. I got nothing out of this Ramadan other than the hunger and the thirst, and Allah will not ask me, will not punish me because I didn't fast, or I did not get any inch closer to Allah. I was able to control my tongue. I was able to control my anger. I was able to be much more generous in everything when coming to this, then I for sure have improved, and I definitely beautified my cake. And it is up to you. And don't let yourself say if and but you don't know my children. And you don't know what I live in. Everyone, Allah knows more than you and me, but you can do it. The same, think of the example, and it's a true example. The story I shared with you, it was asked to me. And I was like, what is the big deal? Right? But for that person, it's a huge deal. The same thing. طيب? So anger, suhoor. We take it very lightly. Either we eat because if I don't eat, I'm going to faint. Or I cannot eat at 4 o'clock in the morning. Or I cannot wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's not my choice. It's a sunnah. This is how I want you to look at acts. Look at it as sunnah. And he said, alayhi salatu wasalam, tasahharu, it's an order. Have suhoor. فإن في السحور بركة. Suhoor brings barakah, blessings to your home. You can't eat? Okay, nobody told you eat biryani for suhoor. Eat sip of water and dates. A cup of tea and something, breakfast. Whatever, but do not have a suhoor at all. And not because I'm hungry. No, because of this. Because it is a sunnah of, and delay it. Because some of us says, you know what, at 11 I'm going to eat and go to bed. It's fine. Again, I'm not talking about haram. Your fasting is valid, but it is not the beauty. Delay it. Delay it. عن سهل بن سعد, it's a Sahabi, رضي الله عنه, he used to say, كنت أتسحر مع أهلي. I used to have suhoor with my family. ثم تكون سرعتي أن أدرك السجود مع رسول الله عليه الصلاة والسلام. I eat, and my goal was to run to the masjid to make it for the first rak'ah. So how late he was eating? Last minute. What the scholars teaches you, because of the different timing and everything, up to 15 minutes before suhoor, before fajr. You eat, you're fine. But even if you are eating and the adhan is on, it says Allahu Akbar, finish your what you are eating. Okay, so delay it. Also out of ibadah, not because whatever other reason. Learn to change your habits, my habits, to an act of obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So delay, make sure you have suhoor and delay your suhoor. A sunnah that's mansiyah, a sunnah that we all forget, is a siwak. A siwak. And I'm sure you all know this hadith, لولا أشق عن أمتي, if it wasn't hard for my ummah, I would have made it obligatory that they do siwak before every prayer. And amazingly, I don't know if you have tried it, I definitely have tried it. If you don't brush your teeth and you do your siwak, amazing effect on your teeth. I've tried it because I heard it and I want to see. And sometimes I didn't have the toothbrush. And amazing what feeling you will get for your teeth. And again, you're not doing it because it's healthy. Alhamdulillah, it's healthy. No, I'm doing it because it is sunnah. And I will get more reward. So far, how I'm going to beautify my fasting? What I'm going to put on my cake? Bismillah. Let's see how much you learned already. Now, a dua. Beautiful. A lot of supplication. Lot. Don't say just dua. A lot. Sabr. Beautiful in everything. Anger. Temper. Nice. Generous. Taqwa is the goal. But I'm talking about the sunnah.
Break your fast regularly.
Exactly. So, ta'jeel al-futur. Break your fast quickly. Make a dua at the time of you're breaking your fast. And have suhoor and delay the suhoor. And suwak. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. That's the last one. We're going to break after this one. Generosity in Ramadan. Now, when I talk about generosity, what comes to your mind? Sadaqah. Meaning money. صح? Exactly. iftar sa'im, and everybody rushed to iftar sa'im. Which, alhamdulillah, I'm not saying anything about this. But I want you to be more, deeper. And I want you to look at how many opportunities Allah gave me in Ramadan to be generous, and I absolutely don't see it and throw it away. And I feel so bad when I hear my friend paid $100 and my budget cannot allow me but to pay $50. Generosity, absolutely in money. That's no question about it. And this is a very famous hadith. Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam used to read Quran with Sayyidina Jibreel in Ramadan every night, except the last year before he died. It was twice. And this is how he was described. كان أجود من الريح المرسلة. He was more generous than the running wind that bring a lot of khair with it. However, I want you to look at generosity in another way. Give me example of generosity outside money.
Time.
Forgiving.
Forgiving,
Patience, just smiling someone.
smiling in the face of someone, absolutely.
Calling your relatives and asking the
So reaching to your kinships, even if they never call you. طيب. I wouldn't say this is generosity, but generosity means it's something extra. You don't have to do. That's it.
Or just picking up anything in your way, or
I'm sorry.
anything in your way, you can just pick it up.
So remove any harm. It's not generosity. These are sadaqah. No, I'm talking about generosity.
What about neighbors? Doing things for your neighbors?
For example, you're cooking, then you send every day food to your neighbor. That's fine. I'm looking for more than that. Which you all, I was like, no, no,
But your
no.
time, how to be generous with your time with reading Quran and
That's not generous. Generous more. Generous? Are you ready? Do you have, how many of you, because I have never been here in Ramadan, in your mosque, the women area, crowded in Ramadan?
yeah.
Crowded, or there is plenty of space? Crowded. Yani if you come at Isha time, you may not find a place? In the weekend. Perfect. Mumtaz. This is the scenario. And I see this all the time in St. Louis, definitely in the Haram. So here you are in the masjid, right? Let's say reality in the States, you're from Maghrib. On the weekend, all kids come on in, we're going to pray the fast in the masjid, we're going to stay. I brought my sajjada, I brought my siwak, I brought my misbah, my Quran, I want to enjoy my day. طيب, husband is there, kids are there, alhamdulillah. So I come in at Maghrib, and I'm sitting in that place, beautiful, center. I hear well, nobody distract me. Before Isha, Allah test you. You have to go do your wudu. You know what I'm saying. What happens? You come back, good luck, bye-bye, your place. And World War III will happen in the masjid.
What about the line for iftar?
Then you're not generous. Generosity is what you give. More than average, more than most people do, or you do something most people will not do. And especially giving your right. That's generosity. It's with people. That's why I told you it's not about money. Because a lot of people don't have money. But how many will do this, the example I gave you? How many? Somebody looks at you and this is your misbah, the only misbah you have. She looks at you and says, it's beautiful. Take it. And you mean it. Not take it and you're... That's generosity. Same thing with the rug. Same thing with the abaya you are wearing. Generosity. You give. You give not because of who is she, especially if you don't know her. Allah, if you don't know her, that's even better. You're doing it because he was. And I'm following his footsteps. Because Allah yuhibbul muhsinin. Allah loves those who are generous. Because Allah says those who spend when they have and when they don't have. They don't have mean what? I come to the masjid, there is no place. I'm not going to be praying in the masjid. But she took my place. Not a single word. And people, of course, the people who's next to you, it's her place, what happened? And then you are generous. And they say, it's okay. No, it's not okay. You know, it's down on bari wa taqwa. Help each other to obey Allah. Be generous. Nothing is yours. This is how I tell myself. Nothing is mine. I own nothing. It's all from Allah. It's, as they call it, it's isti'ara. Allah gave you as, keep it with you for a while, and then He will take it back. So generosity in Ramadan. Exactly in food. I'm sure you come into the line of iftar. I'm the first one, I'm taking everything. No. Put the least. Make at least 5 plates to the people behind you before you do it for yourself. That's generosity. The last piece of cake or the last piece of something, there's 5 people behind you. You leave it. You want it, you like it, but you leave it. You're generous. Do you see these? These are all small things. I don't know how much we even pay attention to it. To be generous. Disliked action. Do we have to stop? Can you give me 5 more minutes? Linda, can I have 5 more minutes?
Yes.
That's fine? Okay, fine. Disliked action, meaning you beautified your cake and then something happens and then, oops, the pink rose is out. Or the piece of chocolate is out. So these, excessive gardening, as we said. طيب? Tasting the food for no need. Let me just check. No need to check, but let me check. طيب? And again, kissing when there is, you cannot control yourself. What negates your fasting? What absolutely abolished the fasting? Huh? Don't look at me.
Eating and drinking.
Eating and drinking intentionally. That's the word. Eating and drinking intentionally. Because if you eat and drink and mistake and you forgot, Allah forgive you. Your fasting is valid. So number 1, sexual intercourse, vomiting intentionally. Pay attention to intentionally, right? As we said, menstruation. If you made the intention to break the fast, your fast is invalid. So if at 10 or 12 you said, you know what, I have a huge class and I have an exam and I don't think I'm going to do it, I probably will, I'm going to go and break my fast. And then you said, no, I'm going to go and do it. Your fasting is invalid. Because niyyah, remember what we said about it, intention. So be really careful about that, right? It's going to come, but you're going to push it right away. No. Allah will make it easy. And if somebody rejects Islam, subhanAllah, then the fasting is unacceptable. Right, so we talked about eating and drinking deliberately, absolutely. The fasting is gone, forgetfully, or if you forget about that, or mistakenly you took it, then your fasting is absolutely right, and that's the hadith. That's the hadith where إذا نسي فأكل وشرب فليتم صومه. If one of you eat and drink a state of forgetfulness, keep your fasting, and that's what I love. فإنما أطعمه الله وسقاه. Allah fed him. Ya Allah, what a beauty. Don't ask Allah to feed you. Ask Allah to forgive you. Ask Allah to feed you also. But not with that meaning. Okay. So don't forget the dua. Allahumma ballighna Ramadan. Ya Rabbi ballighna. Make us live till we get to see Ramadan. Make us live till we feel the treasure that's coming to us. Make us feel the honorable guest that's coming to us. Make us feel the virtues that we can get. Make us feel the honor that Allah gave us, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us and help us to practice what we are learning, what we already know, what we don't know, and He teach us. Ameen. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi tasliman kathira. When are we meeting again? At
1:30, we're going to meet for Salah Jama'ah.